Today, on Be Something Wonderful, the missing piece to creating the life that you love and desire. I am your host, Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, good morning and welcome back to the studios of Be Something Wonderful. Big video for you today. The question came up, Tom, what am I missing? I get this question now and then. What am I missing? What's the missing piece? What's the missing piece to manifesting it already? Manifesting the life that I want, creating the life that I want. Well, guys, we're going to talk about this idea today and more. In one of my earlier videos, I think a few years ago now, I talked about the story that I took ballroom dancing. I took some lessons for a few years. This particular video used ballroom dancing as an analogy for reality creation. You can go back, and I think it's leading. I think the name of it's something like Leading as Source. It's a cool video if you can find that. But I want to talk about this today because when I first started to learn how to ballroom dance, I was all caught up in the processes, in the steps, trying to get those right. Right? And I remember my dance teacher, she said, she stopped, right? And I'm just really involved in trying to get the steps right. And she goes, Tom, aren't you missing something? Or she said, aren't you forgetting something? And I looked at her and I go, oh, and she goes, I was forgetting her. I was forgetting to take her with me. I was forgetting that we're one, we're a unit. You're one with your desired reality. When you desire it, you're one with it. I was forgetting that, right? I was forgetting to take her with me and leading her, right? Leading that desire, leading that desired life as one, right? Remember, if you've ever seen great dancers, they look like they're one unit. It looks flawless. It flows with ease and grace. This is really the example. Aren't you missing something? Aren't you forgetting something? Well, I'm not missing anything, but I am forgetting something. I forget that I was so caught up in the processes and the steps that I forgot to take her with me. So it's really, you're not missing anything, but you are forgetting that you're already one with that desired reality, that you are already that person you desire to be. Remember, stop looking for the missing piece. Right? That assumption only creates the reality and experience of something missing. Right? You cannot find what's lost or missing because it's missing or it's lost. How can you find what's missing? You're saying it's missing. How can you find what's lost? You're declaring it lost. So you are the missing piece. This is really what I want to say. And that's why I was forgetting her, because I'm the missing piece. I'm me being one with my desire. One with my dance partner, and dancing as one unit, as one reality. It was the missing piece, right? That's the missing piece to manifest and create all the love, all the money, all the health, and the desired physical changes in your body that I get in questions about, that you desire. It's not some new MAME technique or process that's being introduced on TikTok or other areas. It's not hidden in some arcane metaphysical teaching, right? It's been hiding in plain sight, hiding in plain sight for thousands of years. It's you, your I am awareness, one with your desired reality. We're going to take this idea to the next level, because the question came up of everybody is you pushed out. I think one of you really persisted and sent our team an email on that someone posted on a Neville Goddard manifesting group. What's the point? If everybody is you pushed out, if there are no others, then what's the point? That seems lonely, right? This is what this person wrote. It seems lonely. It seems like a lonely reality. Well, we're going to talk about this and more, because it's the opposite. That loneliness is coming from your thought of separation, your thought of being powerless and separate from what you want. All your power comes from that idea that everybody's you pushed out. It's just that you don't understand what that really means. And we're going to unpack this idea. And I've unpacked it on other videos. There's even a playlist on everybody is you pushed out on the channel. But we're going to take it to a next level today with this idea that you're not missing anything. So make it about you. When I say make it about you, it means make it about you. Hear this. This is big today. As a unique, personalized, individualized expression and experience of that one impersonal God or reality called all that is. It's impersonal because it's all infinite personalities. It's not that God doesn't have a personality, that all that is without a personality. It's that it is the unity of all individualized, unique, personalized expressions or centers of the divine mind. You, me, and everybody else make up that one impersonal God. So impersonal, sometimes we believe that impersonal means cold or uncaring or boring, right? Or without personality. It would make you lonely. But it's the opposite of a lonely. It's all personalities. It's everything, everywhere, all at once, right? It means God, or all that is, the great I am, experiences all those infinite, unique, personalized, individualized expressions and experiences as one unified, undivided, changeless expression and experience of love. That's what that means. That's what unconditional love means. Impersonal means it doesn't see itself as separate and limited from and by anything or anyone. It doesn't see itself as separate from anything or anyone. It doesn't see itself as limited by anything or anyone. It's all power. It's all one reality. So stay with me here. We're going to really unpack this idea. That's the true and greater meaning of everybody is you pushed out. EIYPO. This gets looked at and misconstrued by a few of you. And we're going to really unpack this idea. That could just be my assumption. But one of you sent it. It was a cry for help, and I'm answering. Right? I'm going to extend love here. Everything and everyone is an expression, an experience of that one impersonal, undivided unity or God pushed out in the form of infinite, individualized, personalized, localized points of consciousness, of that one consciousness. Or in other words, what we look at as our finite minds. Individualized, personalized, localized points of consciousness or finite minds of that one divine mind. It's an experience of a finite mind in that one divine mind of God. Hear that again. This is very powerful today. Everything and everyone, everybody is an expression and experience of that one impersonal, undivided unity or God or all that is, pushed out in the form of infinite, individualized, personalized, localized points of consciousness or finite minds of that one consciousness, of that one divine mind. Yes, it's your assumptions pushed out, your assumptions of the world and others, the assumptions of who you are. But this is the bigger and greater meaning. Everyone is God pushed out. That's a better way to say it. It's EIGPO. Everyone is God pushed out. And you were made in God's image. You were made in the image of the great I am, as the Son of God, as I am awareness. That's what that means. And if you were made in the image of God, that means you make in the image of God. You are also with that a creator, as one with the creator. The Father and I are one, but the Father is greater than I am, that I could ever be conscious of at any one moment. This is the true meaning today. And therefore, like and as the creator, because you were made in the creator's image, as that I am awareness, remember the Father is greater, but the Father and I are one. Everything and everyone in your world, your version of the world, your experience of and as reality or as God is you pushed out. Your individualized expression of that world. You create the individualized versions of the world and people, events, and circumstances in your life. You are you, and they are them. It doesn't mean others are you, and you are others. It means that you, as an individualized point of consciousness, express your version of those points of consciousness in your world. That's what that means. You are you. You're an individualized, localized personality of that one consciousness, that one impersonal consciousness that is the totality of all personalities. Right? So is everybody else. You are, and so is everyone else. But the individualized, localized personality of others in your world, their versions and identities, that you experience in your version of reality in your world, is based on and comes from who and what you are conscious of being. Wow. I don't think we've ever unpacked it like we're going to unpack it today. So buckle up. Right? So everyone is you pushed out doesn't mean everyone is you and you are everyone. It means you are all of the same, you are all of the same one undivided, unified, impersonal source. You're all one source, all individualized personalities, localized points of consciousness, creating their unique experience as source, their unique essence. All of you, each one of you have your own unique essence or core vibration, or core essence as source that no one and nothing has. It's you, it's all you as that I am point of consciousness. But you're also not separate from any of it. Do you see? So it means there's no separation whatsoever. Feeling lonely means you believe in separation, you believe in limitation, right? It doesn't mean that there are no others. That's not what that means. And you're implying that. It doesn't mean that. And that no one is real, because that's what I think one of you were saying in this comment that someone sent to us. If there's no others and no one is real, what's the point? But that's not what that means. That's not the definition of everyone is you pushed out, that there are no others, that no one is real. And isn't that all a bit lonely, this person said, on this group, this Neville Goddard group. On the contrary, it means everything and everyone is real. Hear this, or one reality. It has nothing to do with saying no one is real and there are no others. It means everything and everyone is real, or one reality, one ultimate reality, experiencing itself, knowing itself experientially through other infinite personalities or personalized, individualized points of consciousness that is itself. It's itself. It's God experiencing itself as these infinite, individualized points of consciousness. Are you following today? This is big. Loneliness doesn't come from being one with everything and everyone else. Loneliness doesn't come from that, because that's what you're saying. Isn't that a bit lonely? No, on the contrary. Loneliness comes from feeling you are alone and separate, weak, powerless, and alone, caught in your own processes, caught in your own world of trying to make things happen. Forgetting. Aren't you forgetting something? Aren't you missing something? You're forgetting that you're one with it all. That's powerful. So, everyone is you pushed out means you create and manifest your own unique expression and experience of the world and others. That's what that means, right? That's the point, right? It's all about you. In the versions of and identities of those other individualized, personalized points of consciousness that you see and perceive and experience in other words, your world and reality, is based on your identity, your version, your self-concept of who and what you're conscious of being. That's why Jesus asked the eternal question of, who do you say that I am? In Matthew 16:15. All the processes, all the techniques, all the rituals, all the signs, all the events, all the affirmations, all the mantras, they mean nothing outside of or apart from who you say you are. You are the operant power. You give meaning to all of it. This is powerful today. So, each unique center of the divine mind, that one consciousness, that one reality, or each individualized, personalized point of consciousness, or I am awareness, has its own personality, or distinct core essence, or core vibration, as Bashar talks about it. Right? Each of you have that. And that's what makes you uniquely you. That you are a unique part of all that is. But at the same time, you're also all that is. There's no separation, because you can't divide up all that is. So without you, it doesn't work. How's that for being utterly worthy? How's that for being utterly deserving? Because you exist, you're utterly worthy. It doesn't work. All that is not all that is without your unique core personality or essence that you never lose. It's always with you forevermore, here and now, for eternity. So all of those unique points of personalities of consciousness that each one of you experience as your finite mind or your finite personality make up the one personality of God, that impersonal, undivided, unconditional, all power, all limitless reality, all knowing, all power. That's God. So God wants you to do you. Wants you to express yourself as that. Remember, it's God experiencing itself. It wants you to do you as a core vibration, a core essence, as a unique personality of that impersonal God. You do you, right? Because without you, God isn't God. All that is isn't all that is. And that's impossible because non-existence doesn't exist. Do you see how we're just myth busting here, right? Follow your bliss or follow your excitement, as Joseph Campbell says, follow your bliss. Bashar says, follow your excitement. It's not just a cliche to feel good. It's a fundamental pillar or truth of creation. That when you do you, that's when life becomes fun, carefree, and effortless. Wow. That's powerful today. So, the you do you technique, or the 1-1-1 process, the one you, the one reality, the one source. So, because I know the question is, well, then how do I do me? How do I do this? This is it. I've talked about this process. I think one of you actually talked about the AAA, which I've talked about in early videos. I called it the AAA, right? Where I use different acronyms for that A, right? Allowing, or assuming, allowing, assuming, accepting, or aligning, and allowing it all to happen, or whatever you want to call it, right? I called it also in many videos the AIM method, the 3-step method. But all of these represent the same thing. So whether you're saying it's the AAA, which I've talked about in early videos, and I think one of you actually revisited that process and created your own little dialogue of how the AAA car organization ties with that. That was cute. That works. But this is what we're talking about. It's AIM or the AAA, right? The same thing. But what I like to do is take the assuming, the acceptance, the alignment, the allowing, all as your first step. And they're not steps, it's 1-1-1. Have one assumption that you are already that identity you desire to be, and you already occupy the reality that you desire to occupy. assume, accept, align, and allow yourself to be it now. All in one step. That AA, AAA, all here in this one first step. Allow it all, right? Align with it. Accept it as a fundamental truth of being, right? And then create an imaginal scene, a 3-second scene. 1, 1, 1 is 3, right? One assumption, one imaginal scene or one image. And if you can't see it, then hear it. If you can't hear it, then touch it in this image. If you can't do any of those, just say it. Just say it. Just assume it. It doesn't matter. Your source. And then the other one, make it your only or your one and only identity and reality. Your ideal reality right now. That's always shifting and changing. That next best version of you in this moment. Make that your only reality. Always create that next best version. The greatest aspiration that you have in this moment. No matter what you see, think, or feel, no matter what the appearance is, no matter what happens, make that your only or one reality. One assumption that you assume, you accept, you align with, and you allow. One 3-second imaginal scene. 1, 1, 1. 3 seconds. If you can't see it, hear it. If you can't hear it, feel it. If you can't feel it or touch it, don't do any of it. Just assume it. Just say it. Just declare it anyway. And then make it your one and only reality, your one and only identity. It doesn't mean it's that identity forever and ever. It's at that moment. But always make your identity your highest ideal in this moment. What's the highest aspiration that you have of yourself, right? See it, feel it, right? No matter what happens, no matter what you do or how, in other words, no matter what triggers happen and that you do something, no matter what you think or feel, right? Remember Jesus in that scene of The Chosen, which we're going to visit in a minute or so, talked about this. No matter what you think, feel, or do, you are source. You are it. Try the AIM method, right? That's how you do it. That's how you do you, right? So Jesus, your I am awareness, was talking to his disciples before entering Jerusalem. And it's a scene from that show, The Chosen, right? During Passover. Remember, this was during Passover. And Jesus famously declares that the time has come. In other words, the time has come that you pass over into that new preferred ideal identity. And remember what Paul said in Scripture, I die daily. So you're always shifting into that new ideal. In every moment, you're always passing over to your next best version of you. You're always doing you. But when you forget that, you think you're missing something or you're forgetting something. Right? Do you. No matter what happens this week, this is what Jesus said in this scene. No matter what happens this week, no matter what you see or feel or think or do, I want you to know that in this world, I loved you as my own. Wow. He's saying you do you. That every version, every identity of you is you. That you're loved no matter what. You are always loved in this world. That every identity that you occupy is loved. Right? That you are that reality. Right? No matter what you're seeing, feeling, thinking, or doing. In other words, if you get a trigger and you do something, you react. It doesn't matter. You're loved in this world. I loved you as my own. In other words, I am you. You are me. We're one. You do you. It requires no effort, no techniques, no processes, no rituals to be who you really are. That's what Jesus is saying here. You already are that. I am that I am. That's the missing piece to creating the life that you love and desire. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting on the videos. Thank you for being part of our Facebook group, The Ambassadors, at facebook.com/groups/BeSomethingWonderful, for joining us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin, TikTok at Be Something Wonderful, or anywhere on social media at either Be Something Wonderful or at Tom Kearin. Also, thank you for being part of our membership channel. We have our next live stream on the membership channel this coming Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific time, where I'm going to answer your questions that you've been sending to us at info@besomethingwonderful.com, and answering your questions live on the chat. Stay tuned. It's always fun. If you're a member, join us. If you're not a member, check out the link below. Creators with great love, with great light and infinite gratitude. This is Tom Kearin here in the studios of Be Something Wonderful. Until next time, we'll see you soon.